What is up, everyone? This is Sword Kings and Zero, the return of the vacation event for Pewdiepie's Stupid Simulator for the year 2026 in the month of June. That we are in version 2.80.0. If you have yet to download the update, be sure to manually download it through Google Play or the Apple's App Store. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Let's have a relaxing vacation and let's listen to the song that's going to be Vacation. I believe that is going to be the name of it. Yep, it's going to be Vacation. A little bit of an audio glitch for whatever reason that just happens for the beginning of the video, but it should be fine from here on out. Now, we have a total of 13 days to enjoy this event, that we have 4 brand new item tracker rewards to obtain. And of course, we have an egg right there too, which I believe is going to be gummy if I am not mistaken. Or it could be a different pixeling, but who knows, we'll find out soon enough. But either way, you're going to have to play the game every single day to be able to get these items you see on the reward screen here. That you have your daily tokens from your quests, the Pogo minigame, the sponsor gives, as well as a Craniac minigame. So once I collect all the tokens, I'll be able to showcase everything from there on forth and a separate video. But let's go ahead and see what we have for customizations. That we don't have anything for the shirts, but we do have some mask rewards to obtain. So we're going to go ahead and see that we have ourselves a little bit of a straw hat or a sun hat, then a pineapple head, a literal sun, then a snorkel or scuba gear. Then we have ourselves some winter gear as well with the hat, and then a floral headdress, then pina colada, then snow gear. It could be skiing or snowboarding, ice cream, a shark, then you have a umbrella or, well, an umbrella hat. I was about to call it a umbrella. Is that a thing? I don't know. It could be. Well, we have a tourist outfit, then we have a type of little bit of a fruit headdress, then a captain's hat, lifeguard, a fin, could be a shark or a dolphin, who knows. Then you have an animated seagull, which I absolutely love, so you can actually see that the bird is just flapping his wings, the seagull, that is what it's called anyways. Then we also have a bit of another type of, little bit of a taco type of, or nacho actually, a nacho hat right there with some dip. So there you go if you are hungry. So let's move on from here. Now we go ahead and see that we have ourselves a little bit of a sun chair or a fin. So you can actually choose one or the other. That I'm going to go ahead and go with a lounge type of chair, but because we're going to be relaxing here. Then with a little bit of a keyboard, we have Sally sells seashells down by the seashore type of keyboard. Then we'll go ahead and see for the desk. Then we have a little bit of a tiki type desk right here. A little bit of a luau, if you will. Again, it's a vacation. Just relax. We have ourselves a bit of an aquarium on the right, and then as well as a sun that kind of glows right there. But I like the aquarium because it's also animated. You can see it just wave back and forth. And I don't think we actually have anything for the floors, but if you go to level 17, you could actually buy some sand for that floor. So there you go with that. And then we go ahead and go to the background. That I'm pretty sure we have something for the background, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we do. We have a sunset, a beautiful one at that. Just look how beautiful all the colors are. All right. Then I don't think we have anything for the background, so that should be it for customizations. But either way, let's go ahead and go to the shop. That we're going to see that we have a little bit of a collection here. Yeah, we have pina colada. So if you're thirsty, there you go. You could drink that. Look at that. Then we have some luggage. You're on vacation after all, so you're going to have your luggage and things like that. Then you have a little bird. It's a cute little bird at that. I don't know what type of bird it is, but even then, it's adorable. Then you also have some tubers here. They are ready to go to the beach, so that we have a little bit of swimsuits here. So there you go. So that's 1 and 2. Then some more luggage for camping or going on a trip. Then we have surfboards. Of course, you could go surfing on the actual ocean. Then we have a fish. Look at that, an animated fish. Then you also have a cardinal. I know that one for a fact. Then you also have a little bit of float. Just look at that. You could just relax on a pool or relax on the actual ocean, just as long as there's not a big tidal wave. Speaking of tidal wave, well, water first. That we have a water tile, and it's also animated. Then you also have sand. Here's some sand type of carpets here. That these are the item tracker rewards. If you have yet to get them, they are 45 bucks each if you wish to buy them. Then you have even more luggage here, or at least a bit of an actual beach type of attire here. You have your towels and things like that with some, I believe that is going to be sunscreen here too. Then we have a hiking tuber. So there you have that. Trekking, hiking, or it could be a tour guide. Then you also have a little bit of selfie tubers here, just taking some photos. Then you also have a beach towel. look at that. You're ready to go to relax. Then you also have a little bit of campfire tubers right here too. Then you also have a little bit of a tiki stand. So you have a bit of a snack bar to enjoy everything that you want. Some chips, some drinks. Then you have a paraglider. Look at that. He is having the time of his life. Then you also have a scuba diver, or snorkeling for that matter. Even then, that's very nice. Then you have a pail and as well as a shovel just to make yourself a sandcastle. Then camping. We have a tent, and then you have a tuber just peeking the head out. Then you also have a splash, a literal splash right here that you have different colors to choose from. So you can have different environments with this one. The orange one, is it red or orange? Either way, looks like lava. So there you go. A little bit of more of ideas to go with. Then you have a queue or somebody in line for whatever that they're in line for. Then we have a motorcycle. You can go ahead and just enjoy the great outdoors with the wind in your hair, and it's just going to be a nice little bit of an experience. Then we have another swimming tuber in the water, so there you go. Then you also have fireflies for camping in the forest. Then you also have a bit of a day at the spa. Just a wonderful day. You're just relaxing here. We're on to, well, almost there. We're almost on to the Craniac side. Then you have a buoy. Look at that, different colors to choose from. Just a standing one at that. And here's a tidal wave. So there you go, perfect for surfing. Then you also have some more luggage with some stickers to commemorate where you have been. Then you also have a toucan. Look at that, you have a new pet, as well as you have a seal of approval here. It's just so plain adorable. Then you have a volleyball net, badminton net, or not tennis. Or it could be tennis, who knows? Just anything that you could think of. That is the thing that you could do. Then you have a pool party. What better way to spend a vacation than to just have a dip in a pool? Then you also have another tuber just on the floaty right there. So you have an empty floaty and then you have a tuber floaty. So that is very nice. Speaking of floaties, you have another one right here. Look at that. Different colors. Then you have a little bit, I just don't remember. I want to call it Hula Girl, but even then, you have it's just animated. It's just so adorable. Then you have a pineapple, a literal pineapple with some slices and just non-slices, just a full pineapple, if you will. Then you have a little bit of a caution sign. We're in the shark zone. You got to be careful with Jaws going there. Then you have a dog, a cute little dog. Look at that, even has a ball in the mouth. It's just playing fetch in the ocean or a pool. There's just so many different possibilities. Then you also have a little bit of a tuber in the sand. So there you go. Hey, one of them is actually a mermaid. So that's pretty cool. Then you also have a bit of a bounce castle. Or a ball pit actually. It could be both at this point. It's inflatable. But even then, just so many different options. Then you also have a scuba diving tuber once again. Or snorkeling. There's a difference, I know. But even then, you have two different versions right here. Then you also have a rock climbing tuber, just climbing across the way here. And then we're on to the actual Craniac items, which I've already maxed out on every single one of them. But at least we can take a look at them right in the inventory, so let's go ahead and take a look at them right now. That we have a little bit of some umbrella, so there you go. Then you also have another floaty with a flamingo floaty if you will. Then a picnic basket, there you go, or just a table. Then a sunburnt tuber, you didn't put enough sunscreen there. Then you also have a tan tuber, so there you go, perfect tan. Then we have a bit of a picnic basket right here with a blanket and everything with all the food. Then you have a cutout, it's just Edgar and Maya in hula skirts. Isn't that adorable? Then we have a little bit of camping going on here with some luggage on top. And then you also have a fisherman tuber who caught a fish. So there you go. Especially that we have a bucket of fish or empty bucket. So if you want to get a bucket, this is the way to get it. Then you also have some fancy food here. Look at that, it looks absolutely delicious. Then we have a map, a global map. Where are you going to go? There's all the pinpoints right there too. Then you also have a bit of a dolphin, just an adorable dolphin in the water. And then you also have snowboarding and skiing tubers here too. So a winter paradise if you have that option. Then you also have a bit of a gondola, just a long one at that. So there you go, a little bit of a tour. Then you also have another tuber right here. This reminds me of Lilo and Stitch when you have that, well, that tourist who actually has that ice cream knocked out of his hand. Then you have a spa, a hot spring, there you go. Then you also have a barbecue what better way to spend a vacation than to eat outdoors, or camping for that matter if you have a grill right there. Then you also have an RV. Look at that, even more camping themes going on here. And then that is it for all the Craniac items. And let's go ahead and take a look at the Pixeling, which should be gummy. I'm in the animal category. Close enough, but here it is, eggs with eyes. And scrolling all the way down, it's going to be gummy and the letter G, and it's going to be in the golden category. So there you go, a fish. Look at that, gives you a view boost in animal. So it's a floating fish that just swims around. He's just so plain adorable once he gets moving. So there you have that, just swimming in the ocean right here. But we'll go ahead and take a look at the item pack that you're able to get for the event itself. Should be the actual vacation pack. So there you have that. It just contains 6 exclusive items. They don't give XP as you're on vacation. Why not get yourself a little gift? So $350. Let's go ahead and take a look at what it has. So we'll go back to the summer event that we have a little bit of a sailboat. Look at that, just a adorable one at that. And you have a tiki stand. So there you have that. You have your drinks right here and a little bit of some flowers there too. Then you also have a hammock. What a better way to just relax, just to actually be in a hammock. Have you ever been in a hammock before? Just as long as you don't fall, it's very relaxing. Then you have a lounge chair at that too. Then you have a surfing tuber. So there you go. Look at them go. Let's see here. Nothing really much for a rotation, but even then, at least we have a tidal wave to complement that. And you have a tourist just snapping pictures of everything around. And last but not least, we'll go ahead and take a look at Edgar and Maya when it comes to the event itself. That we have a little bit of hula, different types of designs there, if I'm not mistaken. I'm thinking on the top of my head if that's what it was. So let's go ahead and see it for now, or at least see it for sure. We have a little bit of some outfits right here. That we have Edgar with sunglasses here, and Maya with a cute little flower. And then Edgar is in a tourist outfit with some sunglasses. But what about Maya? What does Maya look like? Let's go ahead and see Maya now. There you go. We'll skirt Maya. That is just so plain adorable. There you have it, everything to see for the vacation event, excluding the 4 brand new item tracker rewards, which that will be in a separate video once I collect all the tokens. But for this one, let me know in the comment section below what you think about the vacation event. Do you like it? Do you not like it? It is here for the next 2 weeks, and out of everything I've shown you, which one or which item is your favorite? And especially for the fact that we have just so many more decorations to have to make a lot of more themes regarding the vacation event, camping, just anything you could think of when it comes to the current events or future events. And of course, if you happen to be in the top 100 room rankings for the room events regarding the vacation theme, then you'll be able to get yourself that special summer trophy. Summer, vacation, same difference. Even then, they go together. That is fine. But until then, this is going to be the end of this video. So if you enjoyed this video, found this video to be entertaining and as well as helpful, then be sure to give this video here a like to help support the channel and the videos here on YouTube. If you're brand new to the channel and want to see more videos, content, and live streams in the future, be sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification, turn on all notifications to not miss out on future content, and last but not least, feel free to new Pewdiepie Stupid Sitting usernames as well as a network in the comment section below. Have more friends, have more followers, have more gifts, have more people who never come and fun playing the game every single day, as I can continue to update this game every month. But until next time, I've been StarKings090. Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe out there, and as always, I'll see you guys next time in a new video or live stream.